All right, so guys, I want to jump right into the headline topic today. I actually don't. I want to talk about the pseudoscience category, but the AMD Ryzen 3 announcement is the one that I put in the title and thumbnail, so we're going to go with that one. The original article here is, well, basically everywhere. TechSpot posted about it, Extreme Tech posted about it. AMD has announced, I was starting to think they weren't going to do it. Zen 2 launched with Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9, and I had thought for quite a while there that AMD was just going to round out the low end of their product lineup with last gen products. They were just going to let it be, okay, look, hey, you don't have enough for a Ryzen 5 third gen, well then that's fine. Why don't you just buy a Ryzen 5, second gen or something along those lines. And so, oh, hold on a second. Okay, I can fix that for you at some point, James, but it's a lower priority right now. I want to get through this topic. So yeah, I thought they were just going to do that. Nope, it turns out they have decided to take the same thumb screws that they took to to Intel's Core i7s, Core i5s, Core i9s, and they are applying them to Intel's Core i3s. So the Ryzen 3 3100 and 3300X, these are entry-level chips. Both of them are going to be quad cores with SMT. So that means 4 cores, 8 threads, and 18 megs of total cache. Both of them, get this, are coming with support for PCI Express Gen 4. So for a total price of an entry-level, I haven't even gotten into the motherboard yet, but let's just say this. For a couple $100, you're going to be able to get a chip and board that is quad-core PCIe Gen 4, and that is coming in the next little bit here. So the Ryzen 3 3100...
No segment is safe, Intel.
No. The 3100 is 3.6 gigahertz base, 3.9 boost. That thing is going to game. It's going to game for $99, $100, and that'll be positioned against the Core i3 9100F. So 9100 Pay Respects Edition. And the Ryzen 3 3300X, that's going to be 0.2 gigahertz higher base, so 3.8 base, 4.3 boost. That thing is going to really game. Like, you are going to be able to pair that with something like an RTX 2060, RTX 2060 Super, and really get the performance that you're expecting out of that graphics card, as long as you're not playing a game that is particularly CPU demanding. Like, there are some games out there that demand a lot of threads, even though most don't.
This is like the ultimate Fortnite Christmas CPU for your kid or yourself.
Yeah, basically. And not even just Fortnite. Like, that's the crazy thing. Like, if you want to play the latest COD game, if you want to play... Oh, yeah. So, James, I don't know. My camera should be working for you. I actually don't know why that isn't working. So, oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. Yep. Hopefully that's working. Can you say something? I actually think your audio might have cut out when I was changing things.
I'm James. Am I still here?
Oh, yeah. You're still there. All right. Cool.
Oh.
And you broke up a little bit, but that's okay. All right, so let's have a look at if there's anything else for us to really share. Okay, so one area where AMD is actually going to fall a little bit behind on specs here is the Core i5 9400F, which they're positioning the 3300X against, is a 6-core. So there may be workloads where Intel is going to come out ahead with that processor, but I mean, Intel's stronghold lately has been gaming, and if the 3300X performs anywhere near what I would expect, I think it's going to absolutely crush the 9400F when it comes to low-end gaming. With that said, and this is interesting. Okay, so we don't actually know for sure what the CCX arrangements of these chips are. So CCXs, for those who are not familiar, are the multiple kind of chiplets that AMD puts together to make a processor. And depending on how many chiplets you have and how they're interconnected, there can be latency disadvantages or advantages depending on the layout. So the rumor is that the 3100 is going to be cheaper because it's a multiple CCX design, whereas the 3300X could be a single CCX, which could make it fantastic for gaming. Man, this is like going back to like the Athlon 2500 plus days, right? Like when you could buy a processor. Remember, this is $99 retail price. So at some point in its life cycle, it's going to go on sale for, like $90 in a bundle, when you could buy a gaming CPU for under $100. Like, that's madness. Whew. So this is really cool. The B550 finally appears. It's been long rumored, but it looks like we are getting an entry-level chipset to accompany these Ryzen 3 processors, and it's actually better than I expected. So it's going to have, compared to X570, it's going to have, oh, rumors. Never mind, these are rumors. Little further info has been suggested other than PCI Gen 3, or Gen 4. All right, so apparently it will feature fewer USB 3.2 Gen 2, whatever that is. I think that's 10 gig, and SATA ports, and will communicate with the CPU via a PCIe Gen 3 link. Okay, so that means with 20 usable PCIe 4.0 lanes on the CPU, you'd still get Gen 4 speeds on your main 16X slot, so to your graphics card, and a secondary X4, which would probably be M.2, and then everything else would be, you know, slower. So if you wanted to put like 10 gigabit networking on a B550 board for whatever reason, because you're crazy, you know, that could end up bottlenecked if the user also was, you know, writing data from that interface to an M.2 SSD that was on a Gen 3 link on there as well. So this is exciting, ladies and gentlemen. You know, it opens up a lot of possibilities for us to do some really cool builds. Like, you know, hey, we did a $400 gaming machine that's actually really great and really competitive. Like if I'm Sony or Microsoft, you know, I'm looking at this going like, come on, AMD, we're trying to sell these you know, cheap processors in our game console. Why you gotta just give them to everyone like this? But hey, it's good for us. I love it. I love it.